Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're joining us from today. My name's Megan Wood, and I am Director of Recruitment and Admissions in the University at Buffalo School of Management. We really appreciate your interest in the University at Buffalo full-time MBA program, and I'm excited for you to have the chance to hear our full-time MBA faculty director, Dr. Ian Tarrant, share his insight into our program as well. So many of you submitted questions during the registration process. We appreciate you taking the time to do so, and we'll cover those during today's session. And we'll also cover any that we miss before we open it up for other questions. But if you have additional questions, please feel free to type them into the chat, and we'll get them answered before the end of today's session. This session is being recorded. Additionally, feel free to type questions into the chat. I'll be putting some links in there as well. And again, thank you for your time and interest in the University of Buffalo MBA program. I'd like to introduce Dr. Ian Tarrant, Faculty Director of MBA Programs, to go through our presentation today. Dr. Tarrant?
Hello, everyone. As Megan said, my name is Ian Tarrant. I am the faculty director of our MBA program here at the University of Buffalo. I am a faculty member in the Department of Accounting and Law, and I'm very excited to be here to talk about our program with you guys. So like Megan said, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat, and then towards the end of the session, we'll open it up, and then you can ask any lingering questions that you might have at that point. All right, before we get started talking about our MBA program, I just wanted to give you some statistics about the School of Management and the MBA program specifically. So we are the #1 ranked business school in the SUNY system. The SUNY system is the State University of New York system. So we are the #1 ranked business school there. We are among the top 10% of AACSB accredited business schools. So that's a really important designation for business education. We just recently were named one of the top 15 schools and programs nationwide for MBA employment rates. And just last week or so, we were ranked #2 in the United States for MBA ROI. And so we have a lot going for us here at the University at Buffalo. We are a well-respected, well-regarded university and program, and we're excited to share a little bit more about our MBA program with you today. So this is the full-time MBA program presentation. So we also have an online MBA program, which is part-time, but this focuses on our 2-year in-person immersive program. Here first, we have some information about what our incoming classes have looked like over the last couple of years. So on the left-hand side there, we have our fall 2024 incoming class profile, and on the right-hand side, we have our fall 2025 incoming class profile. You can see the demographic split between things like male and female. One shift from last year to this year is that we have more domestic enrollment. Our average age of students has fallen a bit, and our average work experience has fallen a little bit. And you can see that on average, the graduate or undergraduate GPA is around a 3.4, and students have around 2 years of work experience for the cohort that's beginning right now and is about to end their first couple classes in the fall 2025 semester. I'm going to talk a bit about what you can expect as part of our program. So we're going to start with a discussion of our curriculum. So this is a 2-year in-person immersive program. And so it actually kicks off over the summer before arriving on campus. So if you guys are applying for or thinking about fall of 2026, we'll start your orientation programming during the summer of 2026. So we call that our MBA Advantage orientation, and there are multiple virtual sessions that take place over the summer where we deliver information that helps you prepare so that once you arrive on campus in August, you can hit the ground running. There's information about how to get connected with career services, so you can start thinking about internships and job searches immediately. We give you information about how to connect with your teammates, so allow you to network and meet your classmates before you actually arrive on campus. And then just in general, get you ready to start the program in late August. Our program is set up so that in each semester, so for example, fall and spring, we break that 15-week window into 2 7-week sessions. And so we deliver classes over 7 weeks rather than 15 weeks, which is not atypical of MBA programs in the United States. So right now, students are in the first 7 weeks of the fall semester. During this time, they're taking organizational behavior, which is a class that provides you skills that are necessary to lead in teams, to effectively communicate information among different interested parties for whatever project you're working on. You'll get a lot of that same and information in a communications class that helps you augment what you're learning about in organizational behavior. So our curriculum is set up so that there's a lot of synergy across courses. So a lot of what you're learning in organizational behavior, you can apply in communications, you can apply in my financial accounting class. So I teach financial accounting right now. And then students are also taking a statistics class. Within these classes, they are doing, the normal coursework. There's quizzes, there are exams, but there's also a lot of experiential learning that's going on there. So in my class, for example, they are right now currently working on a financial analysis of two publicly traded organizations. So they picked two companies that are publicly traded in the United States that they have an interest in. So an industry that they might want to work in, or companies that maybe they're already familiar with, and they are comparing the financial outcomes for those two organizations over a couple year period to get insights and then ultimately make a recommendation for, if they were talking to somebody about whether or not they were going to invest in an organization, which one of those two companies they would actually give their money to. We also have something that we'll talk about later on in the slideshow called Corporate Champions, which is ongoing right now. And throughout all of the courses in the first 7 weeks of the fall semester, students are learning skills that will help them as part of that Corporate Champions project. In mid-October, students will switch gears and they will drop off the organizational behavior, communications, and accounting classes, and they'll pick up 3 different ones. So things move pretty quickly in the MBA program. Throughout your entire year, in the first year of the program, you're also connected with our Career Resource Center to prepare for internships. So putting together your resume, learning how to market yourself as a candidate, how to interact with recruiters and firms that you're potentially interviewing with. And then we also have a Leader Core program with multiple touch points and class opportunities throughout the first year as well. In the winter, we have a winter semester. Students don't typically take classes during that time, but there are 1 or 2 available. And then students will start again in the spring semester where they have another slate of core courses. And then at that point, you can start thinking about what electives you might want to pursue in the MBA program. Our total curriculum is such that there are 27 credits of core courses. Those are the ones that are noted on the slide right here. Those are 13 classes that every MBA student takes. So everybody is in the same classes. Another component of the program is that we expect an internship from you. So there's a credit-bearing internship where typically you work over the summer for an organization between your first year and your second year, and you can get academic credit for that. And then in your second year of the program, that's when you're going to be taking your elective courses. And so there's 30 credits of electives for a combined total of 60 credit hours that are required in the full-time MBA program. So in year 2, you have the flexibility to choose whatever interests you most. So if you are interested in finance, we've got a whole slate of finance electives. We've got marketing electives. We're developing continuously new elective offerings for our students to meet the needs of what employers are looking for, but then also the interests of our student population too. And then throughout your second year in the program, you'll work with our Career Resource Center to prepare for potentially a second internship or a full-time opportunity that'll happen once you graduate in the spring semester of your second year. We are a STEM eligible program. So if you are an international student and you are interested in a STEM designation, we do have offerings in our program that allow you to secure that designation and get a few extra years of OPT to work in the United States. So in that second year of your curriculum, you have the flexibility again to choose what classes you want to take. Nobody's telling you to do any particular thing. So if you have an interest in something like finance or analytics, or if you are interested in learning about the emerging artificial intelligence that's going to exist in our society for forever now, we have opportunities and focus areas where you can take a selection of classes in a particular domain, and then you can put on your resume that you've focused in, for example, consulting or management or information security. So we have a variety of different focus areas, and these are curated lists of classes that we recommend you take if you want to work in a certain domain or if you have interest in that area. So we've got about 12 or so here, and we're constantly adding new ones. So as students have interest that they express to us, or recruiters come in and say, we're looking for students who have skills in a particular area, we then try to develop a focus area so that students can come out prepared to work in those areas. We also have a variety of MBA collaborative degrees. And so there are opportunities for you to actually earn multiple graduate degrees while you are working on your MBA. So we have relationships with the law school. So there's the opportunity to pursue a JD MBA. We have opportunities in the medical profession. So we have some medical students who are in the program who are pursuing both an MD and an MBA. We've got students in public health, in social work, in pharmacy, real estate development, architecture, and all sorts of other collaborative programs across the university. So these are ways for students to earn more than one advanced degree at the same time. All right. One of the things that differentiates the University at Buffalo MBA program is the breadth of action learning and experiential opportunities that we have available for our students. So we're going to go through examples of these, but this is not an exhaustive list. This is something you're going to want to pay a lot of attention to because these are the extra things that we can provide above and beyond your classroom education. I already mentioned that we have a very comprehensive orientation set of programming that actually spans your entire time in the program. So it'll kick off the summer before you begin as a student in your first year. These are some pictures of past MBA Advantage sessions where we have teamwork exercises. We have students work together, form teams, start to build a network with their fellow classmates, meet their faculty, and get ready to start the program in the fall semester of whatever cohort they begin with. So that's a very comprehensive plan. We have orientation programming before each semester in the program. So the focus of it is a little bit different. So the first summer prior to beginning, we're trying to get you ready to begin the program. The spring semester of your first year, we are going to provide information in more detail about career opportunities and making sure that you're working with our Career Resource Center. And then the Career Resource Center will have touch points throughout our MBA Advantage program during your entire time in the MBA program. Another hallmark of our MBA program is what we call corporate champions. And so that was on the slide that had information about what the curriculum is in your first year in the MBA program. Um, so this is one of the pillars of our MBA program. What we do is when you start here, we're going to sort you into teams, and then you will work with those same individuals in that team in every class as part of the core curriculum during the first year in the program. We also immediately link you up with a corporate partner in the Western New York area. So you can immediately start networking and building relationships with organizations that frequently recruit students from our MBA program. You can see under that picture there is a non-exhaustive list of some corporate partners that we have worked with over the last several years. All right, so we work with organizations in healthcare, in finance, some in accounting. It spans multiple different industries. What this does is it gives students an immediate opportunity to network with local partners. They can build an experiential profile. So as part of this Corporate Champions program, you're going to work on a case study with your team. You're going to learn skills both on teamwork, data analysis, communication, presentation skills. And all these things are being developed in each one of your core courses during your first semester in the program, and then you continue using them throughout your first year. Um, we also are going to, I'm sorry, what students do as part of their corporate champions relationship is they also meet with the senior level executives of their corporate champion partner. So you might meet with the CEO or the CFO and do a leadership interview. So understand how that person came to develop the skills that are necessary to rise in their organization and become an upper level executive. They can give you advice and mentoring about how they might have done things differently or what they suggest you do to pursue your goals in this program. You also do a site visit with that organization. So you go on site and you do a tour of their facilities. We've had some fun examples of things that have happened in the past, like One of our corporate champions is an organization called Rich Products, and when the students go there, they actually get to work in their test kitchen. And so they were able to develop recipes on their own and see how Rich Products does things like that. So this is an incredible program. It's not something that you see very often in other MBA programs, and it's something that we're very proud of. Something else that is unique about the MBA program at UB is what we call Leader Core. And so this is a leadership development program that spans the entire time that you're here. Now, you don't have to participate in this, but it is a great way for you to learn leadership skills. So how to work with others, how to communicate feedback effectively. How to inspire people, how to problem solve, all sorts of skills that you're going to develop as part of this program that, again, it spans the entire time you're there. And so you will be linked up with a mentor and a leadership coach. You will have lots of opportunities in the classroom and during extracurricular opportunities that we provide to you to demonstrate your leadership skills. You'll keep track of them in a journal. And then eventually, if you move through the entire program, you can get a digital badge that you can display on your LinkedIn profile. In addition to Corporate Champions and Leader Core, which are two of the pillars of our program, we have a lot of other opportunities for you to engage in the local community. So we have a program called the Jordan A. Daniels Nonprofit Board Fellowship. And Jordan was a student of ours who graduated a few years ago, and then she tragically passed away in a house fire. And so in her memory, we've established this profile, or this program with help from her family that allows students to work together with local nonprofit boards and make a difference in their community. So if you have a goal of yours to work with nonprofits or to strengthen our community here or your community wherever you come from, then this is a great way to develop the skills that will help you do that. We also have our projects clinic, which is an opportunity for you to work together with other students in the UB School of Management. You work on short-term projects. You're working with real companies, so real corporate partners, to solve problems that exist in reality for these organizations. So they are actually taking the recommendations and the analysis and feedback that are provided from our students, and they're making real decisions within their company. You also get paid, which is great too. And so it's a way to earn some money, to develop skills, and to network with these organizations as you move through the program. We have a whole slate of different opportunities from our centers and various labs that exist within the School of Management. So we have a center for AI, or artificial business innovation, artificial intelligence, rather, business innovation, our Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership. So if you have an interest in developing your own organization or going into acquisitional entrepreneurship, we've got an entire center that's dedicated to providing services to help people with those opportunities. We have a Center for Leadership and Global Impact. So we have a relationship with the United Nations. We frequently send students to New York City, where they actually get to go to the United Nations and meet with global leaders across the planet. We've got a Center for Marketing Analysis, Supply Chain Analytics, and a Behavioral Research Lab where we actually do research studies and do things like actually monitor how people consume information. And so what sort of facial tics do they have, or how are their eyes moving, depending on how information is presented to them. So we do real academic research through these laboratories, and there's opportunities for you to participate and assist with those endeavors when you're in the MBA program. This is global programs, which I mentioned just a moment ago. So we have a lot of opportunities both domestically and internationally for you to learn about businesses outside of the Western New York area and to experience opportunities and network with organizations globally. We have partnerships in Vietnam, in Peru, in Africa. We have sent students to South America. We've sent students to Asia. And so we have these courses that allow you to work on real live business cases with these organizations, and then you have the opportunity to travel to those locations. We have both international partnerships and domestic partnerships. So if you are interested in traveling domestically or internationally, these are great opportunities for you. I have gone on a trip to Chicago where we toured the American Airlines headquarters. We met with organizations that were just up and coming. So they were new ventures that were organized through entrepreneurship. from some of our alumni. And so it's a great way to connect with partners outside of the Western New York area to augment the learning that you have that's going on locally here. We also have here our Startup and Innovation Collab, which is an opportunity for students to develop entrepreneurial skills. It's early here. And take part in various competitions, and again, to network and learn about how to develop an organization from scratch, how to take an idea from the idea formation so that it's actually viable and you can start selling a product and generating a profit from those activities. Additionally, we have all sorts of other opportunities that are available in the School of Management for our students, in particular our MBA students. We have student ambassadors who work with our marketing enrollment teams to pitch our programs, and you might have actually talked to some of them. So when you go to our website, you might see a little box that pops up that connects you with one of our student ambassadors who can talk to you about what it's like being an MBA student here at UB, answer questions for you, direct you to certain resources, and just generally help you navigate the application and process of becoming a UB MBA student. We also have, as part of our core courses in the program, graduate and teaching assistants. So if you have an interest in learning what it takes to be, for example, a professor, or to run a class or teach a class, or just help your fellow students as they navigate the program, then those are opportunities available as well. We have constant networking events with alumni and employers. We have career fairs. We've got a social club for UB MBA students where they go on site visits, they network with local organizations, and they help connect students with opportunities that exist here. We send students to national conferences and career fairs. And then, like I mentioned before, we have a student club called the Graduate Management Association, which is for UB MBA students. They host social events, they host volunteering events, and they try to connect students with firms or corporations so that there's a link between the student's interest and what opportunities exist locally here in Western New York. We have a very wide alumni network. So we have over 300,000 UB alumni across 150 countries in the world. If you want to learn more about our alumni base and our alumni programs, you can scan the QR code that exists here on the slideshow. Of those 300,000 alumni, 48,000 of them or so are management alumni that are spread over about 90 countries across the planet. These are some of our alumni down here who have succeeded in their industries and whatever ventures they've taken on after graduating from the UB School of Management. All right, and then in addition to all the academic things and all the networking things and everything else that you might do as a UB MBA student, we've got all sorts of other fun things that you can do as well. So we are a Division I athletic program here. So we have opportunities to participate, actually, possibly if you are exceptional at athletics, or to also watch sports. So we've got a football team, we've got volleyball team, basketball team, and all that. We have over 500 student clubs. That includes our Graduate Management Association. But if you have interests outside of that, we've got all sorts of clubs available. So we've got a consulting club, a marketing club, there's an accounting club. There is a recreational lake that we have here. So if, like these fun guys here, they're, what do you call that? Rowing on the lake. I don't know what that is. We've got all sorts of local arts, local venues for attending concerts. There's a pretty vibrant community here in Buffalo. And so there's a lot of activities that you can engage in above and beyond what's happening academically with our program. These are some of our student programs. So like I said before, we've got the UB Graduate Management Association. If you're interested in accounting, there's a few different accounting clubs. There's an investment club, a marketing club. And so there is a club for pretty much every interest that you might have here. And we're happy to have you join one or more of those clubs when you join us for the UB MBA program. All right, Buffalo is a great place to be. It is a relatively low cost of living area. People are usually, when they think about Buffalo, if you're from the United States, you might think about snow. But the truth is, I've lived in several different states and different areas, and it snows the least here of anywhere that I've lived. So Hopefully that helps with your decision making there if the snow is something you're not interested in. But we handle the snow very well here. Um, there's a vibrant arts community here. There's lots of museums. There's all sorts of fun things that you and your family can do while you're in the Buffalo area. Right. We are in New York State. As an institution, we are one of the top 25 institutions for international student housing. And so if you are a potential international student, we have a lot of support in place to help you with housing needs here. And then one of the things that we are most proud of as a school is the career services that we offer to our students. We have a dedicated career office in the School of Management that only serves management students. That is not something that most business schools have. And so they are going to provide you with one-on-one support. So when you enter the UB MBA program, you will be assigned a career counselor. That person can help you navigate the process of securing an internship. They can help you update your resume. They can help you learn how to pitch your own story so that you are telling a comprehensive or providing a comprehensive picture of what things you offer to a potential employer and how you can help benefit them if you are employed there as an intern or a full-time employee. Um, they offer one-on-one support. Like I said, you can schedule appointments with them. You can stop in. We have career fairs. There was a career fair earlier this week for school of management students. And so they offer advising. There's career events. You can interview through the CRC. And so they are going to help you from start to finish, navigate the process of hopefully finding something that really meets what your goals are for this program. A couple of the tools that the CRC have are BizLink, which is the career management tool that they use. So you can find job postings on there. You can submit your resume for various organizations and opportunities. And so that's an online system that they use to manage the flow of resources and the flow of opportunities that come through that office on a regular basis. We also have virtual power chats, which allow you to connect with alumni and business leaders across Western New York, across the United States, and across the world. So you can learn from them, hear career advice, hear what they're currently up to and what their goals are, and they can help you with identifying what the best path for you is through the program. These are some of our career outcomes from our MBA students who graduated in the spring of 2024. We're still collecting this information from our more recent graduates, so we will update this shortly. But we have students who placed at Amazon, Google, M&T Bank, Deloitte, which is a global professional services firm, General Mills, PwC, Rich Products, which I mentioned before, United Airlines. So we've got students who are placed across the country, across the world. You can see our employment outcomes there. So 89% of students were employed within 3 months of graduation. That is ranked #2 across the country. So we have incredible career outcomes for our students, which is a function of the career services that we offer through the Career Resource Center. You can see the average salary for our students who graduated in the spring of 2024, and the high salary there was over $200,000. So from here, I'm going to turn it over to Megan again, and I will start monitoring the chat. So if anything comes up that I can help you out with, please throw that question in the chat. And Megan's going to talk to you about some admissions deadlines and other information.
Thanks so much, Dr. Tarrant. So hopefully all of you now have a really great picture of what the UB experience looks like. Obviously, you're going to learn a lot in the classroom, learn a lot of theory, but you're going to have so many opportunities to apply that theory and really add to your portfolio. So now that we've covered a lot of information about the program, we'll move into admissions requirements. So our MBA program, our full-time MBA program admits in the fall. Our fall 2026 application is open. These are critical deadlines for you to take note of. Our first application deadline is October 15th. I highly encourage you to consider applying by the January 15th deadline, as that's the deadline for priority consideration for scholarships. Again, if you see the slide here, the application due means that you'll need to submit your completed online application, the $100 application fee, and then also your application materials. Then you'll be notified by the corresponding decision notification date. And then we would hope to receive your $500 tuition deposit to confirm your seat by the deadline in the third column. However, we're very flexible with that as well. So really important deadlines. There is still time to apply by October 15th, but again, highly encourage you to save the date of January 15th and get your application in by then. March 15th is our final international applicant deadline. We have a deadline for domestic students and students in the US on a current visa of April 15th, and our final domestic deadline is June 1st. So please be sure to adhere to these deadlines to be able to get your application in and reviewed. And please note that we will not review incomplete applications. So it's in your best interest to get everything in and utilize your applicant portal. Next slide, please. So our admissions requirements are pretty straightforward. You'll create an online application through the applicant portal, and that's going to be your place where you can view your to-do checklist, upload your items, and ultimately be able to view your admissions decision. There is a $100 application fee. We do require you to upload transcripts. Please list all universities or colleges that you've attended where you earned credits towards your bachelor's degree. And then you'll also have to upload copies of transcripts for those institutions. We can accept copies for admissions consideration. If you are admitted, then you will be required to send an official final conferred degree transcript for your bachelor's degree to the University of Buffalo. UB students should also upload copies of their academic advisement reports. And please be sure that when you upload your resume, that you're indicating starting month and year to ending month and year for each full-time position that you've had. It's really important to know all post-bachelor's work experience. We don't require work experience to apply to this program, but as you saw in our enrolled student stats, for our incoming class of 2025, it was close to 2 years of experience, and for the incoming class of 2024, average post-bachelor's work experience for enrolled students was around 3 years. So please be sure to indicate your time in each position and your dates of employment for each position for all full-time employment. We ask for a career objectives essay from you where you detail your short-term and long-term career goals and also how the University of Buffalo MBA program can help you reach those goals. So it's important to kind of cite some of the things that Dr. Tarrant spoke about today regarding why you're applying to the UB MBA program. We require admissions interviews, and they are by invitation only, and we're test optional. So we do not require the GMAT or GRE for admissions consideration. It's definitely not required. However, if you've already taken the exam or if you choose to take the exam and you score well, please be sure to upload it to your application. Next slide. So we also have some steps for international applicants. First, you must have earned the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree prior to enrolling in the UB MBA program. We also require that any applicant who is not a native speaker of English, as in accordance with UB policy, you can scan the QR code here to review the policy in detail, must demonstrate proficiency by taking and submitting an ELP score report. Score reports are valid 2 years from the test date. So we accept the TOEFL. The university minimum TOEFL score is 79, although I will say the majority of students in the MBA program are scoring 90 or better on the TOEFL. As Dr. Tarrant mentioned, you're working within teams. It's a highly interactive program, so most of our students score 90 or better on the TOEFL. The IELTS, the university minimum IELTS score is an overall score of 6.5, and the university minimum Duolingo score is a 120 or higher. You'll also need to upload a copy of your proof of degree or provisional certificate if proof of degree has not yet been issued. You'll need to upload a copy of your passport photo page and make sure that the name on your application matches your passport to make sure all of your documentation matches. And then if you have a transcript that is not in English, you'll be required to submit a copy of your foreign language transcript, but also a translated copy into English. And that can be provided either from the university or from a translation service. And then finally, immigration materials are not required for admissions consideration, But if you are admitted, you'll want to upload those as they are required to issue an I-20 for our international students. Next slide, please. So we're going to talk about tuition and fees. And first, the University of Buffalo is ranked the 25th most affordable university in the US by Credit Summit. Western New York, you'll find, has a very low cost of living in comparison to the US and the national average. So you can definitely live comfortably in Buffalo. As we mentioned, there's assistantship opportunities. You also have access to 2 career centers prior to even starting. Our students have a dedicated career advisor in the School of Management Career Resource Center, but they also have access to the university's Career Design Center as well. And there's 2 different platforms to be able to post your resume and search for job opportunities. Additionally, we do offer merit-based scholarships within the MBA program. Those are going to vary. They're generally $5,000 to $15,000 in an award, and those awards are renewable. So a $5,000 scholarship, as long as you meet the renewal criteria, is really a $10,000 scholarship. And, obviously 15 would turn into 30. But again, we have many students that might earn a scholarship, and then they can also work on campus as well. But as we look at our tuition on the next slide, in-state tuition and fees for the full MBA program are $38,715. These statistics were updated in July. That's when SUNY provides updated rates for fall 2025. So these are as current as we know. And the in-state resident tuition fees for the full-time MBA program totals $38,715. And then for international students, our total tuition and fees on the next slide are $69,215. So that's the total cost for tuition and fees for non-residents. Obviously, room and board, insurance, different things will vary by person depending on where they're living. I will say that the University of Buffalo has amazing housing opportunities on campus and near campus, and also near South Campus. UB has a wonderful transportation system and shuttle services that go between all of the campuses. And again, merit scholarships are available to help offset these costs. But just to reiterate, we were ranked second in the nation for return on investment we provide our graduates, and also one of the top 15 MBA programs with employed graduates. So next slide. So at this point, we just want to share some information on how to stay engaged with us. You can scan the code here for additional information, but please be sure to follow us on social media. We have recorded webinars you can watch on demand in our digital library. I offer one-on-one advising appointments every week. We have sessions like this in addition to weekly information sessions. I also do UBMBA workshops once a month. The next one's coming up on October 2nd. And we also have a UBMBA admissions webinar series that will start on October 7th with our Senior Associate Director, Pam Krokoyak, in our Career Resource Center. So with that, I think we can go ahead and drop the slides and respond to any questions you might have. Thanks, Dr. Tarrant, for monitoring the chat. Does anyone have any additional questions? I think we covered off on all of the questions that were submitted during the registration process. I did want to note for all students, we do have a wonderful office of international student services. They primarily work with international students. However, they do really amazing pre-arrival sessions that everyone can register to attend live, and they also record those sessions. Those are about housing, visas, setting up bank accounts. Like, they're really helpful sessions. So in the spring, I think they're recorded sessions, but in the fall, they'll be live sessions. So if you're an admitted student, we'll share more information about that. But I just want you to know, especially if you're an international student, that there's a lot of amazing resources for you on campus as well.
I did want to, in case somebody isn't taking a look at the chat, Marvin asked a really nice question about what we're looking for in applicants who apply to our program. We don't have any fixed prerequisites that we're looking for other than an undergraduate degree or the equivalent of something from the United States. We have students from a whole diverse set of backgrounds. We've got students with law backgrounds or medical backgrounds. We actually have some surgical residents in our program. So they're actually surgeons who are doing surgeries when they're not in class, and they've they are working on their MBA concurrently. So we are not looking for anything specifically except really strong undergraduate performance. Um, Work experience is ideal, but not necessarily required. And so we're looking at your complete package. And so there's nothing fixed in place that we're looking for. We're just trying to get a good idea of what you might bring and how we can help you reach your goals.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Seth, I see your question in the chat. So the first question, is there any funding opportunities for the UB MBA program? Absolutely. As I mentioned, we have merit-based scholarships. Anything that you submit during the application process that you submit with your application is considered for merit-based scholarship opportunities. We don't require a separate application for our merit-based scholarship opportunities. Now, you might find some additional opportunities through the University of Buffalo, or if you search online, you could find additional opportunities outside of the university. You may need to submit an application to apply for those scholarships. But for our merit-based scholarships, we review everything that you submit as part of your admissions materials. We do not automatically consider students for graduate and teaching assistantships. Students actually have to be admitted and then deposit to the University of Buffalo to then have access to search graduate assistantship and teaching assistantship opportunities and on-campus employment opportunities. The majority of those positions are posted through our Career Design Center website. If our office becomes aware of assistantship opportunities, I will send those out to our admitted students just as a heads up. This program starts in the fall, so most opportunities will post in the summer and then closer to the fall. So it's important to one, apply and be admitted, and then pay your deposit to have access to search for those opportunities. I also send resumes of our admitted students, usually around March. I'll send resumes to various departments and faculty and offices on campus that have hired our MBA students in the past, just to let them know that we do have other incoming students and to share the quality of those students as well. So I do share those resumes as well, but you do need to search and apply for assistantship opportunities. Is it allowed or advisable to apply to more than one MBA program? Sure, you can apply to more than one MBA program, but I hope today has solidified why you want to apply to the University of Buffalo MBA program. And this session, again, obviously is about our full-time program. We do have an online program, but it's completely online, totally asynchronous, and we do not offer F1 visas for our online program. And then the final question was, does the UB MBA require WES access documents? No, we do not require any sort of WES or ACE or other kinds of evaluations. If you have those and you want to upload those with your transcripts, you can, but you cannot upload an evaluation in place of the transcript requirement. You do need to upload at least copies of your transcripts. And then if you're admitted, we'll follow up with what's required for official documentation. So if you have a WES evaluation, you can upload it with your transcript, but it is not required. Okay, any other questions? We still have a few minutes here. Okay, so I just want to reiterate that our next admissions deadline is October 15th. Again, hopefully you've all noted the January 15th deadline, as that's the admissions deadline for to receive priority scholarship consideration. March 15th will be the final international applicant deadline, and then June 1st is our final domestic deadline. But we're here to help. You know, we hope this is a really exciting process, but I understand it can be a little stressful too, which is why we offer weekly information sessions, one-on-one advising appointments. Definitely reach out to our student ambassadors. We'll be adding more MBA student ambassadors from the first year to the website soon. But we're here to help, and we're definitely excited that you've considered the University of Buffalo MBA program. And we hope you're excited about our recent rankings to join such a wonderful university. No, we're not offering any application fee waivers for this webinar, but join us at future sessions, because I will say we are offering one for October 2nd, UBMBA application workshop. And you can find that on our website under recruitment events. And if you have questions, feel free. I'm going to go ahead and type my email into the chat in case you don't have it. Feel free to reach out with any questions or if I can help in any way. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to, oh, okay. Yes, good questions on. So we definitely have students that defer their admission from last year due to some of the visa challenges that were there. So what happens if you defer your admission to fall 2026? You're already admitted, so your application will be considered against other admitted students for fall 2026 for scholarship consideration. So absolutely, if you're admitted for fall 2026 or you were a deferred applicant from fall 2025, you're absolutely considered among all 2026 admits for scholarship consideration. Okay, Esther, I will find that link if you'll just give me a second.
Sure, and I will close it out while Megan is
Excellent.
taking a look at for that. So, again, my name is Ian Tarrant. I am the faculty director. So, if there's anything that I can help you out with in terms of questions or resources that you're looking for, or just help navigating the process, please feel free to reach out to me. I will also put my email address in the chat here, and then you can find my information on our website as well. We are really excited about the opportunity for you guys to join us next year, and we look forward to receiving your application and then welcome you to campus next fall.
Okay, so I put the link for registration into the chat. And, again, thanks again. We're so excited, and I hope to see you at future events. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening.